Hey everyone, welcome back. I am back today with more Clone Wars, you guys. Oh my gosh, as if this arc wasn't already really good. We just came in and added a whole lot of detail and everything to the story last time. I think this might be the last episode in the arc, so I'm really curious as to how they're going to wrap it up and what's going to happen. Just so you know, I did manage to avoid the thumbnails to get to this episode. I just went like 5 episodes back and clicked like next episode like a bunch of times till I got to this one, because let me tell you, those thumbnails that they put on there are super spoilery, and you guys warned me for like the next few episodes, just don't. So yeah, guys, last time was really good, even though we kind of ended up back in the same spot, which is captured. I will briefly get into kind of my final lingering thoughts on it, but first off, I just want to say if you are joining me early today, you know just what that means. It means that you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much, and as always, I am sending up those big old hugs right through that screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon is going to be in that description down below. And if you are joining me on those YouTubes, I hope you'll hit like and subscribe for me. Thank you so much. So yeah, guys, we had a couple of crazy things happen last time. Just in addition to the craziness of like, just kind of the thrill of the adventure and everything, trying to find our way out of being captured by the Pikes and everything. And so yeah, we had some like high-speed chase stuff, and we had some really great character stuff along the way. We got to learn kind of the motivation, the backstory, the true backstory of the Martez sisters, and I tried like skimming around some of the episodes that I thought were the Zero Escape ones, or it was really just like, I feel like I remember it was just like a scene, and it was kind of like tucked away at the end of one of them, but I couldn't quite find the actual scene so that I could see if like that exact dialogue was in there with, but I did look around online and find out it was Luminara, and which makes sense because I think wasn't she like leading that or something. It was so long ago, it's really hard to know without going back and like rewatching the exact scene, but essentially whether that was like verbatim in the episode or whether they kind of like stuff that in there is like extra canon. Essentially, you know, their parents were killed because of all of that, and Luminara apparently, like, the words she offered were like, well, the Force is gonna take care of you, don't worry. And you know, it's such a tough thing because like the Jedi can't do everything, you know. They're still like, they're not gods. They can't save everyone, and I get that. But they've showed us a couple of times just kind of like the mindset of the Jedi. Like the quote reminded me a lot of what we heard from Mace Windu at the end of the Ahsoka trial arc, where he's just like, well, Force works in mysterious ways. I guess this is all just kind of meant to be. And it's like, oh my god, no, this is like your mistake, you know? And I'm not saying the Luminara thing is just like that. It kind of gave me those vibes. Because honestly, like, you know, when you're trying to save as many people as you can and everything, like, it's horrible to think of that collateral damage. And I think after a while, I can see how, like, where that may affect someone, especially like a Jedi who's very in tune with people and things and the Force and everything, you probably, you know, like, you kind of have to pick like, okay, well, what's gonna do like just less like numbers wise damage. And it's kind of like a really morbid thought, and it's a really cool like way to look at it and everything. Not cool like good cool, but like cold. It's very tough because I think that throughout the course of this war, they have had to try and, you know, just sort of take, you know, they're always looking out for, like, people who might be in the way and everything, but things like that happen, and I feel like they probably just see so much of it, you know, that they're just kind of like, sorry, wish we could have done more. And it's like, that's somebody's life. That's two people's lives that just got destroyed. And now they like go from, you know, living on Coruscant to just like living in these kind of like living in the underworld and having no idea how to protect themselves or take care of each other or anything. And it makes total sense with how Rafa has been acting and just kind of like, you know, we got to look out for ourselves, and everyone else can kind of, you know, we don't have time to worry about that. Like, we're in survival mode. Whereas Trace, I think, has retained a little bit more of, like, their mom apparently was a really caring person and tried to help people and everything. Rafa, I feel like, probably feels like she doesn't have that luxury. But the whole Jedi thing made a lot of sense. And we know there's been just kind of growing distrust of the Jedi in general. And there's probably a lot of other cases like that where people are, you know, displaced or whatever because of maybe not even directly because of the Jedi. Like, that's a really tough one because you can't not just fight back bad guys who are trying to do something bad. But at the same time, like, it's the same thing you see, I think, in a lot of like superhero and comic book stuff too, of like, you know, there's so much, what about all the people whose like buildings and homes and everything got destroyed because of your fight, you know? It might not be like your direct action, but it is still something that happened, you know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's a very like gray area, but certainly to them it's not a gray area. Their lives are basically like, their lives as they knew it ended when that happened. So you could definitely see like the animosity. Ahsoka is not letting them in on the fact that she's a Jedi, and I'm like, oh, that's good, because they probably wouldn't take that well. But at the same time, like, when they find out, because she's just been kind of like, Force. Are they looking? No, Force. It's like, eventually they're just gonna turn around at the wrong time and be like, what did you just do with your hand? But I mean, she even did the mind trick and everything. I don't know how we aren't catching on at this point, but we aren't, apparently. So yeah, guys, so we got a lot of good like character development there. On top of that, we just randomly had like Bo-Katan show up, and I was like, wow, awesome. I'm so happy that it seems like maybe they're dropping some breadcrumbs for like her to pop up later and there to be a story with her, because I'm so down for that. So I think this is the last one in the arc, like I said. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen. I cannot wait for more of this season in general. So without further ado, what do you say we go ahead and jump right into the next episode of Clone Wars? Let's go.
We're here because you convinced Trace to dump the spice, and
do we want to be playing this game? We never mentioned dumping spice.
If we went through with my original deal, we'd be back on
Coruscant. No, this is not useful. This is not helpful.
Deal was the problem.
Yeah.
For me as well.
For everyone, because you don't know.
When did this happen?
Come on, Rafa.
What? The two of you against me, when it was always just you and me, Trace.
Nobody's against you.
Rafa, I'm not choosing sides here.
But
I'm just
blame game's not helping.
Only in this. I think I know of a way to get us out of here.
Okay. All right.
What's your plan? It's better if you don't know.
I hope it's better than your last one.
Rafa, do you have any ideas here? Because you're not really.
Trust you.
Oh boy.
We each played a part in getting here. Now we need to do.
Okay. Yeah, it's the trips.
But we have
Stop
to
the blame
trust each
game.
other.
Stop the blame game. We all had faults.
Pay your debt or watch your friends die. Slowly.
I want to cut a deal with you. Alone. What?
You would
That's the
betray
plan?
your friends.
Trust me. They're not my friends.
Trust me.
Where is my spice?
Got this.
They hid the spice off world. I don't
Okay.
know where. Send them to go get it and give them one rotation. If they don't come back, I'll tell you where their family's from. That should motivate them.
Ahsoka, why would you say that? Because she's a snake, just like I warned you.
And what do you get out of all of this?
Just my percentage. A small price to pay for
Smart.
a rather large spice shipment once it's returned to you.
We're playing it very smart right now. Good job, Ahsoka. And sadly, their family's
well.
passed, so there's
You
no
have one
danger
rotation.
of.
If you don't, I'll torture the information out of your friend here.
Oh,
And
crap.
kill her, you, and your family.
Oh, dear. Okay, well, not great what we're doing, but better. Thank you, Ahsoka. Thank you. You have one day to get as far away as you possibly can.
This is another deception.
I know.
Oh,
Don't
no.
have much of a choice. My life depends on it as much as theirs.
Oh, we all answer to someone.
We'll find out about this.
He knows. He always knows.
Who's he? Who's he? Do we know who he is? Do we already know?
The Jedi leaving with the others. Keep watch. I want to know the instant she leaves the Citadel.
What are they after Ahsoka for? They mentioned her in the last
What are
one.
you up to?
What are you up to? Is it possible that we're putting things together about, like, the Jedi and things going down in the Republic and stuff? Now that we're away from it a little bit and we want to maybe enlist Ahsoka's help? Or what?
I still don't understand what Ahsoka was thinking. She knows we don't have any family.
Exactly.
That's exactly it.
But she has no leverage. We don't have to go back.
What she did back there.
She
herself up for us?
yeah, she basically
That's
self-sacrificed.
rare.
How is she gonna escape?
I don't know. But I'm not gonna let her try, because if she does, she'll hold it over my head.
Wait, you're going back to
She's-
help her, so you can one-up her?
Now you're catching on.
So how do we
Sure.
rescue Ahsoka without getting captured again?
By delivering the spice, of course.
Yeah, can we like make fake spice? How can you tell? Like, could we just get like orange sand and tell them it's spice?
Since I'm
What are we
here,
looking for?
might as well do some good.
Hey, hey! She's like, make the most of my time in this one rotation. And they're going back for...
Coming in for a spice pickup?
There is no record of your shipment.
There must be some kind of mix-up. I'll clear it all up when I get on the ground.
Oh, okay. Copy.
Okay.
See? I don't want to get you in trouble, but this is coming from up top, if you know what I mean. So why don't you just start loading
Using
spice
the-
onto my ship?
But I can't just give it.
Do you want to get in trouble with
I'm
the manager?
following instructions. You should too. Start loading things up. I'm on a tight schedule.
But
If it makes you feel better, go find your boss. But when he asks what the hold is, I'm gonna tell him it's your fault. So while you go get in trouble,
Oh my god, Ahsoka just fit as a fiddle here. Look at her, like, she's such a boss. I love you, Ahsoka.
You are but one small piece moving in this mechanism which I have designed, and yet
Is this Darth Maul?
jeopardizes everything.
It's
Do
Darth
you
Maul.
understand?
Darth
I
Maul.
understand.
Their Jedi.
Ah!
I don't know. None of my men made it out.
Well, then the answer is yes.
He's working for Palpatine again now, and he's doing stuff with Spice. Would Ahsoka even know? She wasn't involved in any... Get out of there. He's gonna sense you. Oh my god! Oh my god, Darth Maul! Ah! How did he end up in this mix?
To other than your incompetence, make sure there are
He's
no
back in,
delays, and if there are,
like the Sith
I am certain Crimson
garb.
Dawn would love the opportunity to take control. of your
Crimson
operation.
Dawn. Did he say Crimson Dawn?
Because we do not jump to his demand.
Would you care to make that clear to him?
No. So he's still on. I kind of assumed Palpatine would take him. I kind of assumed that Palpatine would take him away, but Palpatine left him in charge of Mandalore, but is like using him. Oh crap.
A Jedi.
Yep.
Are your friends Jedi? The Jedi Council will regret sending you here.
Oh my god, please tell me that was on stun. Well, I know it was, so I know she's okay.
I don't see any manager. You just don't want to do the work. That's it, isn't it?
Oh,
Rafa,
Rafa, wait,
not
it's
now.
the manager's coming.
Where is this manager?
He's right there.
There
Please.
isn't one, is there?
Oh, crap.
You little liar.
Get on the ship and go.
Behind you.
Get on the ship and go.
Great idea.
What?
Trace, why don't you give him
Why
the
don't
manifest?
you?
What? I mean, right.
Yeah, let's see. It's in there.
Anywhere.
It's it, but it's in the.
Hey,
Dang
what do
it!
you know?
Almost worked.
I got your manifest right.
Oh no! How hard are those hard heads? Oh no! Rafa! Ah! Oh dang it! I wish we had the Force right now. I wish we were Jedi. I hope Rafa's not scared of heights. What? She's right here.
See ya, pal.
Oh! Bye, man. I'm the manager now. Say hello to your new manager.
Your execution will help restore the Pikes' reputation. Your timing is perfect.
Oh no. Speaking of
Stop what you're doing. You don't have to execute her.
we
brought
got
your
the
spice
spice. Now they're gonna do it on principle.
We know you are both working for the Republic and this
That's
Jedi.
why not though.
Jedi.
Oh poop.
Why
She just
didn't you tell
almost
me?
sacrificed herself for you.
After what you told me about your parents.
Right.
Wait,
I was trained, but I left. You can do that?
Prepare to
Like, you
execute
can leave the
them all.
Jedi?
Come on!
Nice. God, Ahsoka's like so good at this.
Lost the rear deflectors, but we still have the front.
What do we, you know what you're doing, Trace. I'm gonna trust you, Trace. I'm gonna,
This isn't a good idea.
yeah, I'm gonna agree with Ahsoka on this one.
whoa, now who's ganging up on who? Oh crap, I really, okay, alright, we're good. Whoa, nicely done.
Glad we could help.
Since the Pikes think I was an operative working for the Jedi, I don't think they'll come looking for you anytime soon.
Right.
So maybe...
Come on, guys. Ahsoka tried to save your butts really hard here. Like, don't.
Going to arrest me for spice smuggling?
Why would I do that?
She's not a
Well, you're a
Jedi.
Jedi, right?
Not
Don't
a.
you make a living tracking down criminals like me?
I told
That's
you.
not exactly
I
how it
was
works.
a Jedi.
I don't understand. Why would anyone walk away from being a Jedi?
Oh, trust
It's
me.
complicated.
She had her reasons.
No offense. You might not think of yourself as a Jedi, but you act like one. Or at least how I want them to be.
Oh.
She's right. We got in over our heads. Without you, we'd be done for. Jedi or not.
That's what the Jedi are here
Consider
for, to
you a
help.
friend.
Oh!
Isn't this sweet?
Ah!
Making friends?
Poop.
Trace, Rafa.
Don't worry. Death Watch is gone.
Okay.
And now, you and I have a common enemy.
Okay.
Maul.
Maul.
I need your help.
Yes!
While you're underway, I will explain everything.
This is gonna be so good! Ah!
I'm afraid where it might lead.
You mean
What do you mean?
back to the Jedi?
Yes.
Okay. Back to,
Go.
yep.
It's
Okay.
what you're meant to do.
Aww.
Rafa's right.
Dang it, guys. Dang it. We are going to go on a mission with Bo-Katan. This is so freaking boss. Aw, I'm so glad they made it out okay. And they learned a lot. They learned a lot about the world, about the Jedi, about trust, about friendship, about how... Oh my gosh, you guys. That was a really good character one. Ah, yes! You guys! What did I do to deserve Ahsoka and Bo-Katan? Arc! What did I do? All right, you guys, that was so flippin' good. I love that we got to resolve the Trace and Rafa arc, and they learned a lot. They learned to trust people outside of themselves. They learned that not all Jedi are bad, or just don't care, at least, you know. Ahsoka clearly cared very, very much to the point where she was willing to sacrifice herself in order to help them. And that actually worked out really well. They just assumed that she was with the Republic and just using them as pawns, because even though that couldn't be further from the truth, it really kind of absolves Trace and Rafa of like having to deal with it anymore. They were just seen as like not even accomplices, like they didn't know what was going on and no need to bother with them. Probably not going to be too happy with the Republic, but what are you going to do? It's all going to come crumbling down pretty soon anyway, sadly. Jeez. All right, you guys. Wow. Can we just talk about the fact that we had Darth Maul, Bo-Katan, and Ahsoka all in one episode? I feel like should I even Google it? I'm afraid. Let me just look and see what it is. Why does it sound so familiar? Crimson Dawn. All I'm seeing, I better not look too hard. All that popped up was like lightsabers. I'm not going to look any further than that. Because I'm honestly afraid that, because I know there is a story that I need to read. There's a comic I need to read. And I think I'm going to try to make sure that I've read that by next time. Because I think it starts to become important, you know, as the rest of the season goes on. So I'll make sure that I've read that. I don't know if I'll do like a review on it or anything. I don't even know how, if it's like one comic, I'll probably just come and like tell you guys what I thought of it in the next intro, and we can kind of go from there. If it's like a whole like big series, then I don't know. I'll have to look into it more, but I'll let you know. Dang it, guys. That was fantastic. That was really, really good. I love that, you know, we all had our issues to deal with. You know, Ahsoka, feeling so disillusioned and everything, had to remember the reasons why she became a Jedi in the first place. Had to remember the reasons why that meant so much to her to begin with. And that is to help people. That is to help people and to go where she's needed and do as much good as she can. You know, things get murky when you're in a war. As we saw with the whole Luminara situation, you know, it's like when you have missions to complete and people to apprehend and things to do, it's like often that core just kind of like being there for people who need you, I feel like can get a little bit lost in the shuffle. So I think that Ahsoka needed this, and the Martez sisters really needed this too, to learn that like trusting people isn't a bad thing. Yes, there's a lot of crummy stuff in this world, and a lot of it happened to them at a very young age, which super sucks. But I'm glad that they learned that it's not all that, and that, you know, even in a situation where they themselves became so disillusioned about the Jedi, like, not everything's cut and dry. I think it's important to recognize that balance with anything in life. And so I feel like a lot of good resolution happened there. I love seeing Ahsoka in action. I love seeing Rafa in action, and Trace too with their little crowbar. It was really fun. So, okay, that makes total sense, because it's not like Bo-Katan could probably go to the actual Jedi or Republic. Satine was actually, I feel like, one of the few people who was actually kind of suspicious about stuff going on in the Republic, and we know that it was a big deal to her to stay neutral anyway, so it makes sense he would go to a Jedi who wasn't a Jedi anymore. That actually makes a lot of sense. And they do have a common problem, because Ahsoka wants to do good, and Darth Maul is going to do a lot of bad. I wish I knew why that sounded. Was that, maybe it was in like one of the movies. Was it in one of the movies? Crimson Dawn. I wish I knew why that sounded. Watch it be something super obvious that I should have known from like 2 seasons ago, and I'll be embarrassed. But whatever, guys. It's all good. It's all good. It's a journey, right? All right, you guys, I literally cannot wait to see what is going to happen next, because this arc was awesome. I have a feeling the next one's just going to like be an overdrive. So I love this episode. I love this arc. I cannot wait for more. I hope you enjoyed watching along with me today. As always, thank you so much for joining me today, and please be sure to join me next time. We will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.